60 minutes, 1 hour is how long we've got to talk about profitable marketing for a fitness business. Whatever fitness business that is, whether you're a personal trainer, owner, manager, we're trying to talk about profitable marketing campaigns for fitness businesses and trying to get it done in 60 minutes. And that's a challenge because, you know, when people talk about marketing, you can go to university and you could do a degree in marketing, you can get a master's degree in marketing, you could even go to Harvard and get a PhD in marketing and you can be a doctor of marketing. Yeah, we're going to try and shove as much of that as possible into the next 60 minutes. One approach to that challenge is to start with 3 questions. And those 3 questions are, number 1, what impact, if any, can the implementation of professional marketing strategies and marketing systems have on a fitness business? Can you grow sales? Can you grow revenue? Can you grow profitability using professional marketing? And if you can, by how much? 10%, 20%, 30%, 50%? How much impact will marketing have? And also, if you're facing the threat of budget clubs, cheaper clubs, price reductions, and a bad economy, what sort of work can marketing do to help you face those threats? That's the first question. The second question then is, and it's very important, what is marketing? Because if I ask 60 people in the room what is marketing, I'll get 60 different definitions. And that's fine too, because if I ask 25 academics, you'll get 25 different definitions of what marketing is. The third question is, if we can see that marketing does have a huge impact for a fitness business, your fitness business, and we start to understand what marketing truly is, the third question is, what are the most profitable marketing strategies for a fitness business? What can you take out of here after 60 minutes and try and implement at your fitness business? The important thing is, and I'll stress it again, it is very difficult to get this into 60 minutes, but we'll do as best as we can. I do these seminars sometimes for 3 hours, 2 hours, whatever. We're going to try and do it in 60 minutes. To answer the first question, what impact does a professional marketing strategy or a marketing system have in a fitness business? I'll use Westwood Club to try and answer that. And I'll take you back to January 2006 because that's when I was brought in to implement a sales and marketing system. To give you a little bit of a history on this so you'll see where I'm coming from. In January 2006, Westwood Club was in the middle of the Celtic Tiger, which was a 13-year period of unprecedented economic growth that saw Ireland go from being one of the poorest countries in Europe to one of the richest countries in Europe. And Westwood Club was operating in the middle of that economic boom. And the country was awash with money. Unfortunately for Westwood, they were not enjoying the full benefit of that boom because, like anything, an economic boom can also be a threat to a fitness business because in an economic boom, the banks will give more money, there'll be venture capitalists who will give money to people who want to open up gyms, so you get more competition. I believe is one of the most competitive cities in the world in the fitness industry. We have every type of competitor you can imagine. We've got family fitness clubs. This was one that opened up in 2003 and nearly put Westwood out of business. We have budget clubs and very big budget clubs. We have budget clubs, 2 brands of budget clubs in Dublin. We also have budget clubs with swimming pools. Now these are budget clubs with a full swimming pool that sell membership on average about $18 or $19 per month. We've also had chains. The mid-price market, this was one chain that started off as 1 club and very quickly built in the economic boom to 10 clubs. And they were well run. We've had the luxury end of the market. Dublin has 1 million people. With a 10% penetration rate, that means that there's about 100,000 people who go to health clubs. And we're all fighting for that 100,000 people. And there is competition from every end of the spectrum. This, by the way, is the government. Over 10 years invested $350 million in public authority leisure centres in Dublin that operate just like any commercial fitness centre. And they can't go out of. We also have university fitness clubs that we compete against. This was one university club that opened up 2 years ago or 3 years ago, right beside one of our clubs. So we compete against budget clubs, we compete against public authority clubs, we compete against the mid-market club. What impact can professional marketing have in a fitness business? Between 2003 and 2005, Westwood Club was in the middle of the biggest economic boom the country had ever seen. On average, the 3 Westwood clubs in Dublin would sell about 7,100 new memberships per year. Over the next 2 years, things were still okay, but the following 7 years, the country would see the worst economic recession the country had ever seen. So Westwood was facing into the worst economic recession the country had ever seen. It was facing the onslaught of budget clubs. It was facing more competition than ever before. And most of those clubs were cheaper than us. Starting in 2006, we started to implement, which I'll talk about in a second, specific marketing strategies that we used. And the question is, what impact did it have? What impact can the implementation of professional sales and marketing have in a fitness business? And for the next 9 years, every year, we increased sales on that by 46%. Now, put this in perspective. The bar on the right-hand side is in the middle of the worst economic recession the country ever saw. The bar on the left-hand side is in the middle of the biggest economic boom the country ever saw. And in these 2003 to 2005 years, we really didn't have the budget market. And that was the implementation of some of the marketing strategies that I'm going to talk to you about. Again, just to illustrate the point that marketing has, between 2002 and 2005, okay, that's 4 years, the average number of new members that would sign up in a January between the 3 clubs was 811. And the first step in marketing is that marketing does not happen overnight. You cannot come to a seminar like this and decide next week we're going to have a highly profitable marketing strategy. What actually happened is it takes time. And you can see here over the years that the ability to generate new members was going up. And you can see there that the difference is a 140% increase in new membership sales. What I'm showing you here is that if you do start to implement proper professional marketing system into a fitness business, it can increase sales by 30, 40, 50, 100, or 140%, particularly if you don't have them at the moment, okay? There again, just to show you, with 2015, our goal at our club is we live or die by our sales and marketing systems. We try every year just to break records, whether that's more people in classes, better retention, increased sales, more memberships. We're constantly trying to break records, and we keep a record of everything we do. But in January and February 2005, and this was before we ever started to implement any of the sales and marketing systems that we'll talk about, in January and February between the 3 clubs, we would sell about 1,400 memberships. You move forward 10 years with the implementation of specific marketing systems. You have this year where we're selling nearly 95% more. We charge, I should say these figures are a little bit out because they're based on the currency conversion rate of about 5 months ago, but we charge about $694 entrance fee, joining fee, and we charge about $104 per month. And as you can see with the competition, we would be one of the most expensive clubs up there at the top, right down to the middle market, right down to the budget clubs at between $14 and $22 per month. And that's the type of competition we face. Just to illustrate the level of competition and the aggressiveness of the competition in Dublin with a city of only 1 million people, here is an advertisement that our closest competitor plays on the radio non-stop throughout the day to everybody in Dublin that wants to listen. And this is what we compete with.
Now here's good news for members of the Westwood Gym at Leopardstown. The new Ben Dunn Gym in Cherrywood opens in less than 12 weeks. 1 year's membership is less than €200 per year, no joining fee, and all classes are completely free. Westwood charge €75 per month, which is over €800 per year. Ben Dunn Gyms, leading the way in price and quality in South Dublin. Terms and conditions apply.
Is anybody facing that type of competition? To put that in perspective, I said 100 million people with 100,000 members, that's what we're fighting for. Now, with the results that we've achieved, and that's not a boast, it's just simply to show you what we did. I will show you step by step the type of tools we use to achieve those sort of results. But a question often is, how much do you spend on marketing? How much do you spend on advertising? What sort of budget do you have? According to the new IHRSA Profiles of Success, does anybody have a copy of it? You should buy it. It's a great document. The average club is now spending about $118 to recruit a new member in marketing. $118. We spend $35, but we're very selective in where we spend that money. We do not waste it on stuff that does not justify its existence. If it's not bringing in lots of members, we don't do it. Obviously, the topic of this presentation is profitable marketing strategies. And what I'm talking about is the marketing strategies that generate hundreds and thousands of members and millions of dollars. The second question then is, what is marketing? And I don't want to spend too much time on the academic side of marketing, but it is important to understand that marketing is not just a sales promotion. Marketing is not just a direct mail campaign. Marketing is not just an advertisement. Marketing, if you study marketing, is a way of running a business. And it looks at everything from the design of your product, to the pricing of your product, to where your product is available, to the promotion of that product. So when you look at advertising, advertising is just a part of promotion, and promotion is a part of marketing. And many times people get them confused, that marketing, is based around having a great product, target to the right market at the right price. 15 components of a successful marketing strategy for making a business successful. The good news is, by the way, for everybody that's using their iPad to photograph this, you can all have the presentation in its glory. I'm going to give you an email. You simply email and say, can I have the presentation, and I will send it to you, okay? So that might make things easier for you. If you want, you can photograph it away. So we don't have the time to go through all of these, but what I will say is, the more of these that you manage, the more benefit you will achieve from each one. So we will talk about different elements of it, but I don't want to waste too much time on some because we're limited in time. If I had 2 hours, I would go through them all. So what makes a marketing campaign profitable? What makes an advertising campaign profitable? What makes a marketing campaign profitable is actually retention. But it is important that any great advertising campaign or any great promotional campaign, at best, is probably going to get you a lead. It's a sales system that converts those leads into committing to be a member or saying, I will pay you for 12 months or 24 months. But it's retention that makes it profitable. Because if you don't have some sort of retention plan in place or retention system in place, these people may leave after 4 weeks or after 4 months. So I'm just tipping on it there that retention should come under the marketing umbrella. That if you're making decisions about retention, you're making decisions about marketing. Okay? So we sign up nearly 10 or 11,000 members a year. On average, $104 per membership. How much money we make? It really depends on how long they stay. 12 months, we make $12.5 million. 18 months, $18.5 million. 24 months, $25 million. 30 months, $31 million. So remember, it's the retention that makes those joiners profitable. Next thing that's very important in marketing is your product. And understanding the difference between product marketing and services marketing. If you don't have a great product, you're not going to see the full benefit from the advertising and promotional campaigns we talk about. And I'm going to show you some campaigns. I'm going to show you 13 direct mail letters that generated $25 million. I'm going to show you a free campaign that generated $350,000. Database management that generates $6 million. But at the end of the day, if your product is bad, you're probably not going to see the full benefit. But remember that it's part of this marketing mix that we look at. The other thing I just mention here is partnerships are very important in the way we run fitness clubs today. At conventions like this and trade shows, you'll see products that can make your life a lot easier. And some of them are very good when it comes to marketing. We use retention management for looking after our members and emailing them on a regular basis. I was very slow to take a lot of these on in the past, but there are great products out there that give you very quick information about how well your product is doing, how well your product is perceived by the market, whether you really are positioned the way you want to be. One of those products is this one here. It really has revolutionized these type of products, the way you can manage the product that you deliver. Because basically this works on it serving members on a daily basis and you're finding out what's going on. I don't want to waste time on it, but I definitely recommend this product. Listen 360 is another, and it really can give you a handle on your product. You cannot talk about profitable marketing without talking about the impact that a professional selling system can have for a fitness business. And I'll repeat that. You cannot talk about profitable marketing without talking about the impact that a professional selling system can have and will have on a fitness business. Now, many of you in the audience here will have a professional selling system and you'll just think, well, that's common sense, of course. But there's many people in this industry can be in it 5 and 6 and 7 years and have never realized that they should have some sort of professional selling system. If I was to pick just 2 things from those 15 components and that was all that I was allowed, and I had to stay in business for the next 20 years, I'd pick 2. A great product and a professional selling system. A great product in a good location with a professional selling system will outsell everything. I should say, by the way, with regard to selling systems, there are a couple of situations where that's not the case. If you were a budget club selling membership for $10 to $15 a month, more than likely you don't need a professional selling system. You're putting your price up and people want it, or that's it. Or if you're one of those unique institutions, and there are a few around the world that have a 2 or 3 year waiting list just to even be considered to be a member, you probably don't need a sales system. But for the vast majority of others, we do. Remember this in any of the advertising we do. Advertising sells nothing. Its best potential is to attract people who may be in the market for the product you sell. And I'm just going to show you this because I want to show that really the advertising won't work unless you have this in place. We have, which everybody has, a website. That website is now our #1 lead generation tool. It's the #1 lead generation tool we have. It's generating about 58% of all the leads we get. And it has revolutionized lead generation for the fitness business. To give you an idea, in a year, last year, that generated 10,800 leads. The reason I'm using the website as an example because it leaves out any bias by salesperson. The person went onto the website, they put their name and address in, and it went directly into our database. If you don't have your website connected to an internal database, you're about 10 years behind. You need to have your website connected into an internal database, and it will give you more leads than you know what to do with. We have so many leads that our problem is not lead generation anymore. Our problem is getting back to those leads as quick as we can. And that is one of the problems we have with salespeople, that finding the time to deal with all these leads. But of course, the thing is, when you look at 10,800 leads like this, the important thing is you've made no money. They have not given you any money. They have not made a commitment to give you any money. They have not bought membership. All they are is sales leads. What converts them into leads is your ability to turn them from sales leads into tours and to turn those tours into members. Start to measure their figures. But to show you the impact that a sales system can have, and this is based very simply on the ability to convert those leads into tours. The marketing does not change. It's just a website that generates the leads. They're there, ready to make money out of. If we convert 5% of those members, we get 540, or 5% of those leads, 540 members. If we convert 10% of those leads, we get 1,000 members. If we convert 20%, 2,160, 25%, and 30%. And as you can see there, the marketing is the same as the internet marketing is the same. Nothing changes, you get the same amount of leads. The only thing that's different is the ability to convert those leads into tours. And you can see the difference between 540, 300, or 3,240. And I'm going to show you in a second if anybody thinks that doesn't happen at their club. If you were to convert that into income, our average length of cancelled membership, so if you measure your average length of membership, you can have average length of current membership, average length of every member that was ever a member at your club. We measured an average length of cancelled membership for no other reason than with 3 fitness clubs with 20,000 members, we want to compare them. Okay? And that gives us, on average, about $2,500 for every member that joins. $2,500. So if you transfer these figures here into what you get, depending on the talent, the skills, and the training of your sales staff, and you transfer that into money at $2,500, there's the value. So what I'm saying to you is this. It is the ability, the skill of your salesperson to exploit the marketing activities that really make them profitable, plus the retention strategies you have in place. So you can see the difference, 1.3 million right up to 8 million. We operate at the fourth from the right-hand side, which is 25% of the leads that come in from the website become members. I'll ask the question just so we'll get an idea. Don't worry, you just have to put your hand up. I won't play games or embarrass anybody. How many people here know exactly what percentage of their internet leads are joining? 2? Two people out of 3. Okay. That is such a simple thing to do. It is so simple. You have a website. You collect leads on the website. They've given you their name, address, email, and telephone number, and you have that link into an internal database. The sales system we use has been developed over 28 years. 28 years. I don't want to spend too much time because I know we want to get into the marketing side, but we live or die on the efficiency and the professionalism of our sales team. Live or die in it. And what makes the difference is this. If I was left with no choice, the only thing I would invest in is sales training. Sales training will make a bigger impact on your sales, your revenue, your profitability. If you're a personal trainer who's operating on its own and your only goal is to have 40 clients, sales training will make a massive difference. If you're a small ladies only fitness club, sales training. And sales training will make a massive, massive difference. Just in regard to sales training, and I'll throw this out, I'd left it out because we were tight for time. In our clubs, we record everybody that walks into the club. We've had salespeople that will do 124 tours and sell 90, 164 tours and sell 87, or whatever the case may be. And a while ago, we started to measure, we always did, but I started to check that people who never made it to a salesperson, the sales manager was on holidays, the salesperson was sick or whatever the situation, or we had a promotion on. And we had a situation where there was 114 sales tours dealt with by reception and anybody else outside sales. So 114 tours that were dealt with people who did not have sales training in a high-priced club. How many people do you think joined out of 114 when they weren't seen properly by a salesperson? 0. 0. 0. And we have situations now that if they don't get to a salesperson because we get so many leads or it's a busy day or there's a promotion on, our closing rate is generally as low as 0 to 5% when it's not dealt with by salespeople, but the sales closing rate can be 60 or 70% when it's dealt with by a salesperson. So remember that. The next thing is to remember is to maximize profits is to make sure you manage your sales system. Now I am doing a workshop on Friday morning on sales management, so that's why I cut a lot of this out. As far as managing sales, sales will make a massive difference to your business. It will generate millions of dollars of revenue. It will make everything else fit in. But if they see an advertisement or see a promotion and they're not dealt with properly, you probably will never get any money out of them. Okay? And it is important that function is managed within your business. Now, if you are an independent personal trainer, you're going to be the salesperson, the sales manager, the service provider, you're going to be everything. If you're a club with 600 members, you're probably going to be the owner, you're going to be the manager, you're going to be the salesperson. When you get up to where you have 20,000 members, you can have managers and general managers and operations managers and toilet managers and cafe managers and sales managers, and they're dedicated to that. Okay. So that's really just saying retention and sales are what make these campaigns work. The next thing we'll talk about is direct marketing. There is a world of difference between deciding to do direct mail and doing powerful direct mail that generates hundreds and thousands of members and millions of dollars. A world apart. The same way there's a world apart between getting a 7-year-old child to teach your Les Mills class and somebody has been doing it for 6 and 7 years and knows exactly what they're doing. There is a world of difference. Any fool can print up 30,000 postcards, get some stock photo on the front, use the same headline as every other fitness club, the same copy as every other fitness club, and mail it to the world and its mother. Anybody can do that. That's not really professional direct mail or direct marketing. When you're talking about direct marketing, and for those that don't know, you have a product that you want to communicate about. So you want to tell some people how fantastic your fitness club is, how fantastic your service is, and hope that they run in the door and give you lots of money for the next 3 years because it's a great product that you've just promoted. And you've lots of ways that you can promote your product. You can use what we call mass media, the TV, the radio, print, outdoor. That's mass media, mass advertising. It's not going to anybody in particular, it's going to the world and its mother, and you're hoping some people will see it. You then have what's called direct marketing, and direct marketing is where you're going to specific individuals. You have their home address, you have their telephone number, you have their email, and you're contacting them directly. Dear John, our product is amazing, you will love it. Dear Mary, come and see our product. So you're going to them specifically, and you can use the post for that, you can use email marketing, you can use mobile marketing. Hands up, I was asked here about 5 years ago, but why are you still doing direct mail when you can use email? Who prefers email marketing to direct mail? Okay, we'll talk about that in a second. You also then have internet marketing. So you have internet marketing, social media. This is another way to get your message out. And then you also have personal selling. For the purpose of this presentation, there is another definition people need to understand. What is advertising? If you speak to the academics, they will tell you that advertising is using mass media to communicate a message, TV, radio, whatever. And that direct mail and personal selling and email marketing is not advertising, it's personal. In the words of one of the great marketeers of the 20th century, the great American Leo Burnett, he said, look, it's all advertising. Email, direct mail, billboards, radio, it's all advertising. So just for the purpose of this, we'll call it all advertising. What type of direct marketing can you use? Direct marketing is one of the most powerful tools, I believe, for the fitness industry. Not every industry is suited to direct marketing, but definitely for the fitness industry, it's ideally suited. You operate in a community, your market is probably about a 12 to 15 minute radius. If you can get those people into your database and you can communicate with them directly through email and SMS and direct mail, you're fine. So you can use direct mail marketing, you can use email marketing, you can use mobile marketing, and you can even use telemarketing. This is the person that writes our direct mail. Now, I should tell you about the person that writes our direct mail. This is Sharon Fitzpatrick. Sharon Fitzpatrick works in the accounts office at Westwood, and she is very much like your ideal customer. Doesn't like fitness clubs, doesn't like gyms, finds them all confusing, has put on and lost more weight than you can imagine. She's tried every crash diet, has hated every fitness class, doesn't like gym instructors, doesn't like gyms, is afraid of them, and everything else that goes with it. But lucky enough for us at Westwood, she is one of the best copywriters in the country. Has used 13 letters over the last few years to generate for us $25 million. Okay? Now, what I should say about this is, you notice there's not one postcard on it. When I say $25 million, it is based on the average length of a cancelled membership. That's important. The direct mail campaigns generally are funded by the joining fee and about 1/3 of the first month's dues, because we never discount our monthly dues. We have Microsoft beside us, Google beside us, eBay beside us. We have the European headquarters for most of these places. And if you walk into Westwood and say, I'm Bill Gates, I want to sign up 3,000 members, you will pay the full monthly fee. And I'm going to tell you in a minute what makes direct mail powerful. How do you get 2.3 million from a direct mail campaign? How do you sign up 1,200 members from a direct mail campaign? So this is one letter, just to give you an idea. Dear Joe, doesn't time fly? That's how it started with. Okay, this was going to a past member. And what you see there is, you see that Sharon, who is a great copywriter, will take about 6 to 8 weeks to write a letter that really pulls at the heartstrings and identifies with that target market. It'll be a 2-page letter, and she will talk to them about the things that's happened to her at the club. She will include a brochure that tells these past members and these leads how the club has changed. That's a general brochure, and she will put in is a testimonial card. That's a testimonial card there in black and white, deliberately done like that to look quite cheap. And that testimonial card is a list of lots and lots of members that are raving about how great our new Westwood is and how great our club is. And then she'll put it in an envelope down there at the bottom, and she will personalize that, and she'll stick a post-it note on it for say, wow, I've lost 125 pounds at Boxfit, or whatever. There's the testimonial card. Both sides filled with testimonials about how great Westwood is. Now Sharon sends that out to 90,000 people, 2.2 million. By the way, Sharon has always said she's no problem sharing those letters. Once you pay her about 15 grand per letter, she'll be happy to share it with you, okay? This is another one. Dear Joe, personalized to Joe. The next one is personalized to John. Enjoy 6 days of personal training for free. And again, Sharon has realized, she writes a lovely letter personalized for them. She changes the brochure that she pops in to see that things are changing at Westwood because she keeps in regular contact. She pops it in an envelope. We would not use direct mail if it was not highly profitable. One of the major advantages of direct marketing as opposed to mass marketing is you can measure very quickly the response. And that's what profitable marketing is about. Are you getting the response that you want? It's not about whether something is better than the other. Are you getting the response that you want? If you advertised and had a target of 500 members, did you get 500 members? And that's what you're trying to do. So the thing is, Sharon knows how to maximize profits from direct mail. She's an expert at it. She's a fabulous copywriter. She's read about 700 books on direct mail, and she writes great direct mail. And she knows that the #1 marketing tool today, if anybody's seen me speak before, don't give the answer out hoping you're going to win $10 or something. What is the #1 marketing tool today? Shout out your answer. What? Retention. Anything else? Referrals. Website. Well done. You're very close. Yes, website is really up there. And if you don't have a great website, you're off your trolley. What? Social network, social media. Yes. We have a great social media. We got 25 likes on the post last week. Service. Okay. They're all great answers, and I like most probably the website can really build a business. But the #1 tool, and no one ever gets it right. Okay? Usually I have $10 to give away, but I don't have $10. I have 50. I'm not giving $50 away. And it is more important than ever in marketing. And it is a massive shortage of it in every business and every fitness club. Yes, there's social media. Yes, there's websites. Yes, there's all these programs. But what do you need to make them successful? You need the ability to be able to write copy. You need the ability to be able to write copy. More than ever. If you go back 15 years ago in the fitness industry, probably the only time you ever had to write a bit of sales copy is when you change your brochure every 3 to 4 years. That's the only time. Or maybe put up a sign. Now you've got the right copy for Facebook, for Twitter, for direct mail, for email marketing, for content managed websites. And you need to be able to do that day in, day out. And that's where there's a shortage. But it's the ability to write persuasive copy. If I just show you very quickly some of Sharon's letters, for those that normally use the postcard, summer body could be yours, and the usual things we go, you know, Los Angeles best fitness club. This is what she writes, these type of things. Dear Karen, I don't know if you're like me, but ever since I was a child, I put on weight really easily. In my teens, I piled on pounds if I had even looked at chocolate. In my 20s, I had friends who could eat whatever they wanted and never put on weight. But every January, I would be a stone heavier, unable to fit into my clothes. For 20 years, I tried everything to lose weight, but quickly got bored and gave up. And even though I worked in accounts at Westwood, I was always afraid of the gym, and the story would go on. This is another one to past members from Sharon. Dear David, I have to tell you the truth. When Gary phoned me this morning and asked me to issue another fitness check for €468, I was extremely surprised. Okay, another one, going to past members. Dear Gary, doesn't time fly? This morning I was tidying my office and found your old membership form, and it got me thinking about why different people exercise. So what I'm saying to you is there's a lot of thought that goes into those direct mail campaigns. If you look at some of the copy here, this is on the first page. I'm not a fitness instructor. I work in accounts. I'm not even mad about fitness centers, and it's very much identifying with the target market. And these things bring in hundreds and thousands of members. So it's the ability to write that copy. And here's what I'd say to you. If you make a decision to get involved in direct mail, try and find a really good direct marketing copywriter. I mean, they can really, really make a difference to your business. They will come in, look at exactly what you do, and they will then change what you do on paper using words to really make people come in and see your club and buy. And America has some of the best copywriters in the world, some geniuses. Sharon also knows that testimonials are hugely popular, but it's quite difficult to get testimonials. So what Sharon does is she goes to the hotel, a top hotel, gets a free weekend away, and offers it to people who will give a story about Westwood. We thought when she did this, we thought Sharon would get something like 25 testimonials. She got 250 testimonials that can be used in advertising, can be used in marketing, can be used in a website, can be used everywhere, okay? And that just gives you an idea. Now, the other thing that Sharon is fully aware of is video. And video can be very powerful. And she integrates video into the direct mail campaigns. So what Sharon is doing, she's writing to you. She's sending you links to videos that you can see our club and what's new and how things have changed. And she'll even send links of videos about how fantastic we are. YouTube is an amazing product. They will host your videos for free. For free. You try and do that 15 years ago in the fitness business and you tried to make a video for your club, it would cost you 60,000. The guy recording at the end. But just to give you an idea, so when you get that letter and you get that campaign, you can go and check this out.
I think the classes are really enjoyable and every instructor brings something different about them. I think they're very confident, innovative, creative, positive, and they're all realistic risk takers. And I really enjoy Les Mills, especially body attack.
All the classes have brilliant trainers. It's an amazing place to come to Westwood every day and see familiar faces. The level of my training has really improved over the last year with speed, power and flexibility. It's a great place to come and train.
One of my favourite classes is the attack, and I think the main reason why I enjoy that is because there's so many different ways to take the class and it's for everyone, but also once you finally get it, it makes you feel invincible.
Just hold on, I got you. Sit back and enjoy the rest.
Don't you just love that stuff? Of course you do. Okay. Now, Sharon also knows that if she is going to spend that sort of money in direct mail, she better be sending it to the right place. The people that are using direct mail, are you buying lists? We do not buy any lists. The only people we email are people who we feel want to get our mail, or people who want to get our mail. So the most profitable things, the leads in our database get to direct mail campaigns. They entered our sales process either through the website or walked into the club or came in as a referral. They have people who have made contact but are not yet members. So they have shown somewhat interest. They've moved from being a member of the public to being a prospect to being a lead, okay? One of the most profitable databases is past members. Hugely profitable. It's a no-brainer. You're going to get 1% guaranteed practically. Actually, with past members, it can be 1.2%. And these are very easy sales. And of course, we use direct mail to encourage people to bring members along. And again, just to kind of give you an idea, she not only does those videos, but she puts all the videos, any of our videos go up on flyers. And you can, I'm not saying everybody would know how to do this, but when you get something in the mail, you can check it out for real by using your smartphone, or you can go to the links and you will see videos about everything that we do. So the product is improving, the product is getting good, we put it huge, and you can see those things. So again, we're using video as part of these campaigns to visually show people the product so they can make a decision whether to come in. Again, if you want this, I'll show it to you. The next thing then is email marketing. Nobody will like what I'll show them next. Who uses email marketing? Okay. Email marketing is good. The problem with email marketing today, which we all know, that it's getting more and more and more and more difficult to get into somebody's inbox. And there's a couple of reasons for that. If Google or Yahoo, they have the power to say, we don't like your email and we're not delivering it. Gmail or whatever. The postman does not do that with your direct mail. The postman does not say, this is advertised and we're not delivering it. With Gmail, that can happen. Now, there's a couple of rules to making email successful. One, let me ask you very quickly. Would you open that? Be very careful what you're putting in email. Email, if you're using it for direct marketing, should look like a personalized email. Stop putting photographs in it. Stop using templates. Those templates that you got free with the email software, there is no need to use them. Write an email like it should be. If you want to direct people to a promotion or something at your club, have links. What a lot of people don't realize is that when you put pictures in, here's what happens in most email when it comes in. It won't show the pictures. Now you've got to click in that and try and figure out what it was. Does that nearly scream at you that this is a promotional email? Okay. Where if you look at the emails we use, they're very personalized. Now Sharon knows that if she sends an email to somebody on the last week of that direct mail campaign, she's reminding them that this offer is finished next Thursday. And just by the way, with regard to email marketing, if you are involved in email marketing, you're about to get involved in email marketing, or you're going to use email to promote your business, and it is a great way. Couple of things, make sure you have permission to email those people. Different countries, you can get into serious trouble for not having permission to email people. We sell weight loss, yes? I don't know if anybody else has noticed this. That was an email that went out to people. Now, when we email people, we keep a very close eye on the bounce rate. So if we send out an email to 50,000 people, and very quickly as it's going out, the bounce rate is going up. And what that's saying is, your emails are being blocked. For people that don't know, Yahoo or Gmail are saying, this is spam, it's advertisement, we're blocking it. That's okay the first time. But if Gmail's keep doing that, you will get blacklisted and you probably never have a chance in hell of ever getting an email to anybody ever again. But this is an email that was sent out, and very quickly we see a bounce rate. So Gmail are blocking that email. We stop it. Why are they blocking that email? Well done. So the one product we sell, lose weight, Gmail won't deliver your email. So what we have to do is go in and change those words. Have you found that as well? Yes? That's what happens, yeah. Lose weight, you be very careful. So you can write what you like in a direct mail piece, but you can't do that in email. Because email are looking at the words in your email content, and that's not even in the subject line, that's in the content, blocked. So we go in and change it to lose whatever, fat or whatever. With our checks, we send out a check in our direct mail, a check, so you can use that check off the joining fee. So the joining fee is $695 and the check is for $400. I'm doing it in dollars. They can take that off the entrance fee. Now, when we send them an email to remind them that the offer is finished this Friday, you can't use the word check in the subject line. It'll be blocked because it's a promotional word. So what we do is we just change it from C-H-E-Q, I don't know how you spell it here, but we just misspell it deliberately and it'll get through. So these are just techniques you need to know. As I say, it's the word lose weight. And again, with video, great way with email. Do you put links to videos in your emails? Great if you have videos. Like that, they can go and check it out. This is another video.
I ain't got time for you, baby. Either you're mine or you're not. Make up your mind, sweet baby. Right here, right now is all we got. A little party.
So again, I'm just showing you how email can be used. The first video that I showed you there at the very start, we got done for €500, which is about $600. Try and get your hands on students that are doing multimedia at college. They're very experienced and they'll produce very good videos for your business. I will say this, I've looked at some of the top chains in America and I see some great videos for clubs that have been around a long time. But they're obviously not sharing those videos. They're not sending them out in emails. They're not sending them out in text to check out the video because they've only got something like 150 views. I think we have 127,000 people have looked at our videos. Anybody using SMS marketing? SMS, mobile marketing? Yes? Great, isn't it? Great. Again, if we do a direct mail campaign to try and get 2,000 members or whatever it is, we'll do the letter. A couple of weeks later, Sharon will send out the email. And the second last day, very important to send an SMS to remind them that the offer's finished tomorrow. And it's not overkill. We've never any problems. But SMS, the great thing about SMS, it is not saturated. It is very easy to use. And when people talk to me about social media and putting posts up, I'm not talking about advertising on social media. That's different. I'm talking about using the social media as putting posts up and expecting to get in 2,000 members is ridiculous. You know, why would I waste all that time when I have 50,000 mobile telephone numbers? Could I get email an offer? Okay, which leads us then to database management. Okay, hands up, Who has a database of leads that you can target next week with more than 10,000 leads? About 7. More than 25,000 leads? Okay. We have 136,000. But again, that comes from 8 years of making sure every single person that ever makes contact with you goes into that. That includes past members as well. Just to frighten the living daylights out of you, we could not bring in any of that money if we did not have somebody, if Sharon didn't have somebody to write to or to email to or to text to. We have to have people. And we do that by collecting names and addresses of people who've shown some interest. In Dublin, and I'm sure it's the same here, we've sent our salespeople to mystery shop clubs. How many clubs do you think take their name, address, or email when they go in to have a tour? 0, zilch, nada. Not as many as you think. Absolutely, it's shocking. And if you ring around your competitors. I would be surprised if you have any club make a serious attempt to get your contact details. Be very, very careful, because it's not just about when you answer that telephone or ring somebody that you got a sales lead from. It's about creating the right impression, making every attempt to get them into the club. And if you don't get them into the club, get them into your sales cycle, your database. Personal trainers, if you've got a database of 5,000 or 6,000 people that you can target when times are slow, it's just hugely profitable. So when it comes to January, for us, we can go out and target those 135,000 people. So the bigger your database, the bigger the profit. There you go, 106. That's our database there. 136,000 names, addresses, emails, telephone numbers, what happened to everything. We live or die by that database. Okay. The next 3 things I'm going to combine, and they're very important because we are limited in time: lead generation, web marketing, and building awareness. Because at the end of the day, depending on where you are in your fitness business, I was talking earlier on inside on a panel, and there was a girl there who's opening up a club in 2 months, and she's in the pre-sale stage. That's a completely different challenge and a completely different task than a club like Westwood that's been around for 25 years, and awareness is not a major issue. We're well known. Now, if you're not known and you've got to build awareness and get your name out there and try and get yourself positioned properly in the market as a budget club, a premium club, a boutique club, or whatever, that's a different challenge. But definitely these 3 things can go in together. Lead generation, at the end of the day, is everything that you can do to get the people that might be interested in your product into your sales cycle. So that means if you have 100,000 people in your city, the penetration rate is 10%, or 1 million people, that's 100,000, and maybe the next 5% are going to join health clubs. So the more people you have in your database. Now, if I was to look at the fitness industry, and there's people here, I learned many, many things off over the last 25 years, and I'm, be honest with you, just repeating what they told me. The one tool that has probably never been beaten for marketing, and you can all talk about social media and Facebook and everything else, but the one tool that is still as powerful today as it's ever been is the guest pass. The 1 day, the 4 day, the 7 day, the 10-day pass. It is still very, very powerful way to get people into visit your club. And this is used by all industries. It's simply called sampling. You're going to the market to people who have not fully tested your product, but you're giving them an opportunity to dip their toe in. That's what you're doing. Now, we do all different types, and you can be as creative as you like. A couple of tips, by the way. If you are doing them, a very cheap way to do it, it's very easy. Do them credit card size, pop into a wallet, people keep them. But to kind of give you an idea, when you come to marketing, this again is Sharon. She's an excellent, excellent copywriter. She can take a small credit card and really write very, very good copy in a very small piece of and again, I will give you this. So she's basically, with a very, very small amount of space, trying to capture what Westwood's about, that it's different than most clubs. There's a lot more. Our tagline is discover more than a gym. We did a lot of market research that found we were positioned as a market as somebody that had everything. You know, you could get lots of things there. That's not always right or wrong, but that's how we were seen, so we exploited that, okay? But just to give you an idea, these are so powerful for any fitness club, starting off or anything. We buy 50,000 of those guest passes. 50,000. Cost us $1,700. Last year we got 6,000, I think it's 2013, nearly 7,000 tours from those guest passes. Now some of them were given out over the website, some of them were people came in, some of them were given from friends, 7,000. We got over 4,000 members from guest passes. That's nearly 40% of the members that signed up last year came as a direct result of coming in on a guest pass. It's not very sexy, it's not very new, it's not very exciting, but it is very, very powerful. That works out at about 9 million in revenue from guest passes. And here's the real crux of this. The cost per sale on guest passes is 41 cents per member. 41 cents, okay? But here's the golden rule of guest passes. And remember this is for us anyway, and again, you don't have to do everything I tell you. The only goal of a guest pass should be to get a potential client in front of you. It is not for them to use the club free for a week. It is to get somebody in front of your sales teams or whoever's doing the sales process. If you're giving out guest passes and they are coming to the gate, filling out a guest register and walking in and using your club without any sort of somebody speaking to them or being able to make a sales presentation, you're wasting it completely. In fact, you're probably doing yourself more damage because the guest pass was supposed to target people who are a little bit afraid of the club, and they come in, they're left to their own devices, they leave out more afraid than when they came in. But you really need to create a situation that if someone comes in the guest pass, there's a professional sale done. These are very, very handy, by the way, for clubs. Very, very handy. That if you come into our club on a 4, a 7 or an 8-day pass, because we have a very high joining fee, the reality is in fitness, let's be honest, no matter how much people find it not nice, you've got to try and create some urgency. We all know this, let's be honest. If they leave that club today without making a commitment to join or to buy, you probably won't see them again for another year. Okay? That's what we do. It's not about selling, it's about persuading people that this is the time to actually start that exercise program that you put off for 5 years. So this is a very handy tool in guest passes. If somebody comes in, it makes it very legitimate. If it's a 4-day pass, now it's very professionally done. Our salespeople get a lot of training. I mean, I'm talking about 8 to 10 days in the first 6 months, classroom-based sales training. And they will tell them, look, welcome for your 4-day pass. Here's the card that you present at reception every day that you come in. And the idea is that the longer they leave it to join, the more expensive it gets. If they make the decision to join on the first day, instead of €4.99, it's 99. The second day, 250. So it really puts that there, look, do you really want this or do you not? We won't put any pressure on you. This is just a program we have in place that we like to encourage people to start when they're ready. But as an incentive, we're giving you this discount. And because it's written down, it's documented, they can do it there. A lot of our sales people prefer actually the higher joining fees, but it's very good. Also, if you're doing guest passes, make sure you advertise them. Let people know that they can get guest passes for friends. Don't leave them in a drawer. Don't leave them on the counter. Let people know they're available. Obviously, sometimes you need to create awareness. Why do you need to create awareness? Because just maybe nobody knows you exist. That can happen in marketing. They simply don't know you exist. So the real secret of awareness is if somebody suddenly thinks I need to get fit, I need to lose weight, I need to tone up, I want to build up, I want to get strong, the goal is that your brand pops up into their mind. And it's called share of the mind. So if somebody thinks of these things, there's where you want to be. We made the decision to deliver 1.6 million flyers to letterboxes over a year. It was the worst advertising campaign we ever did. It cost us $400 per member that joined versus 41 cents per member that joined the guest passes. It was a disaster. So we don't do any mass advertising, no TV, no radio, nothing like that. However, when we do, like this magazine here, we do it for free. Does anybody here get free advertising in major magazines on contra deals? Yes, they're very, very handy because you can't lose. You probably wouldn't pay for it, but why not do it if you can get it for free? So there's a magazine. We get 12 of these ads throughout the year in that magazine that goes to all the executives and all the companies for the cost of giving away 2 memberships, I think. These are all the other magazines. So it's called a contract. These are all some more magazines here. And we would appear in all of those magazines, all of them, for free. And these are the type of ads that we put in. So those magazines we have arrangements with, give them a membership, 2 memberships, or whatever it is, and we get free advertising in all of them. We do a lot of outdoor advertising. Now, this again, profitable marketing, high-powered advertising. Remember, there's a lot of people that go outside. If you look down the bottom right-hand side of that picture, the bottom right-hand side, this is very important. If you want the guest pass, you don't call in. You simply go to westwood.ie free. That will take you to here. And to get your guest pass, you put your name, email. We stop doing address, and we will organize for your free 4-day guest pass for the club. So you're now in our sales system, in our database, okay? You take the next one then. This is again outdoor advertising, free, free, free. We get these bikes for 1 year, do what we like with them. All the posters are done by the company, and we gave them 10 memberships, okay? So you can see here again, down the bottom, it's a different one. Westwood.ie free week. You go there, you put your name, your email, your telephone number. Our salespeople are on to you in seconds. And you're directly into our database, into this database here. You don't know that, but you've gone in there. That campaign there, 1 day of having those bikes out beside the train stations near the companies, 540 sales leads, 530 emails, and addresses and everything else. That was the leads we got in 1 day. That's them in the database. We booked 247 tours. 153 joined, which gives us $382,000 for zero cost. This is another one. We go out to the companies. We have a lot of big companies, Google and Yahoo and everything else. We put them out for a day. We've got guest passes. You can get 2,000 euros. That was just an idea Sharon had. She's a great copywriter. I mean, what is 2,000 euros in guest passes? $3,000. It's an envelope with 20 guest passes for 4 people for your company. And of course, they went on. How do you get it? You go in and you sign up there. And each one is a different page, so we know how many we're getting. The same here, contra deal. Down in the local supermarket or shopping mall or whatever, we put that up. It costs nothing. We video with the video showing. And if you want the guest pass, we give you the card. You go online. We'll send you out 3 days free. Okay? Now, I'm going to finish with web marketing. And this will take about 6 minutes. I urge you to stay. Okay? I know we've gone very fast. So, I'll start with this with internet marketing. There are 2 jobs of a website to do. 2, when it comes to internet marketing. Number 1, if you want a successful fitness business using internet marketing, the first goal is you need to get enough of the right people to visit your website. That's the first thing. So it's one thing having 20,000 hits a month, but are you getting leads from that? The second job is that if you get people to your website, the thing is, you got to get those people to take the required action. And I would urge you that if you do a website, try and just pick one action that you want. Apply for a guest pass, apply for a free tour, or whatever it may be. Use your website to generate leads so you can target them. Now here's the frightening thing I hope will wake everybody up. Every city that I speak in, from South America to North America to Europe to Iceland and everywhere, I do this little exercise and I urge you to do it. You have a fitness business and I'm sure you want more members, more personal training clients, or whatever it is that you want. Out there is the market of people that may buy your product if you're right for them. What do those people want from a fitness business? Why would they even think about using the services of a fitness business? How could you help them? And in every city I've ever gone to, I did this little exercise. I put in those 8 search terms into a search engine, Google. How to lose weight fast, how to lower blood pressure, how to reduce cholesterol, how to get slim thighs, how to get a flat tummy, weight training for beginners, weight training for women, and weight loss tips. How many times in all the places I've ever been do you think that when I put in all those search terms, including Los Angeles, by the way, you can do it now, how many times did a fitness club, gym, health club, fitness center, or personal training studio ever appear on page 1 of Google? Answer? 0. You've tried it, have you? 0. 0. When it comes to the fitness industry, we must be one of the worst in the world when it comes to internet marketing. 0. This is called inbound marketing, where people are actively looking for their problems, they're looking for solutions to those problems. You provide them, they're going online and they're not seeing you. In Dublin, if you put those searches into Google, How to lose weight, we will appear at number 1 with a good headline, lose weight fast, you see it there. If you type in how to get slim thighs, how to quickly get slim, Westwood slim down fast. If you type in how to lower blood pressure, lower your blood pressure, Westwood. If you type in weight training for women, weight training for women. And so many other phrases. Why is that important? And here's why it's very, very important. If you want business and sales leads and thousands of new members coming in from the leads, the color on that's not fantastic, but basically for those who don't know, this is paid for advertising, 1, 2, 3. This is paid for advertising, pay-per-click, where you pay Google to appear there. This is what's called organic listings. Now, if you type in how to lose weight fast, number 1 here gets 36% of the clicks. That's who they'll go to. Number 2, 12.5%. Number 3, 9.5%. If you're not on page 1, you will not get a look in. You've got to get on page 1 of Google. And it's worth a lot of money. And for those, anybody here doing AdWords? Do you know what's interesting here, by the way, for people that are watching this? It's the same hands that are going up for all of the marketing tools. And these are the people that are on top of their marketing. They're on top of their marketing in every way, from sales, from direct marketing, to direct mail, to internet marketing. They're all on top of it. And if anybody thinks Google Ads does not work, look at how much money they took in 2013. Okay? That gives us 4,000 visits per month. Does everybody know how many visits per month you get? Who here uses Google Analytics to measure how their website is done? It's the most amazing tool ever. You're mad not to be using it. It'll tell you what people like about your product, where they're going on your website, what's working, what's not working, how many leads you got. And this is free, free, free. It is actually something that's free. You would never have access to that information years ago. Just to kind of give you an idea, in 2010 and how things are improving, that gives you an idea how things have improved with our website. We were getting 22,500 visits in 2010. In January 2015, we got the best ever of 62,000 visits. And this is where this is important. That's in direct relation to the number of people that are leads we're getting. So January was the best ever, over 13,500 leads, okay, to the website. And that is business for us. Just to kind of give you an idea, that is 2 months there, 2 months of leads. Now, this is Google Analytics here. Don't try and understand it, but we set up the link so that we know exactly where leads are coming from. So in 2 months, we got 1,906 leads from the website. So these went directly into our website. That was a result of 48,500 visitors, not visits. We got 1906 leads, and we know exactly, because when your website is connected to your database, you know this 1,000. Let me ask you this, and just put your hand up if you know. If you take last October and the number of leads that came in from your website, do you know exactly how many of them now are currently members? That is extremely easy to do. Once you link your website to a database, you know that they came in at that time of that month, and you know now you're updating them as members or not members. You know exactly what you're getting, okay? But we get about 4% conversion rate. That means that 4% of all the visitors are actually applying for passes. Now, we actually think that's about 8.5%, because we can't at the moment differentiate between members looking at it and non-members. 857 tours, 514 members, conversion rate of 27%, okay? We get currently about 27% of all our leads are joining from the website. And as I say, that gives you 1.3 million. And this is just to finish it off, and then I'll take questions because we don't have a whole lot of time. This is ideally the way you want to set up your internet marketing. But you've got to figure out how to do this, or I can tell people afterwards and I'll answer any questions. This lady's at home. She goes online. She types in ladies only gym. Westwood Club is not a ladies only gym. It's not a ladies only gym. She types in ladies only gym, and up pops Westwood 4 times on page 1. The first 3 links on organic listings and the first one on paid for listings. She can't possibly not contact us. That's ladies only gym. She then applies for a guest pass because she can see it there as a way to try it. There it is. She puts in her name. Now we've changed that. We don't ask for the address as much anymore. She ends up in our database. Within minutes, our salespeople are onto her by email, by phone. They can target her with direct mail, by texting, get her into the club and get her to be a member. We talk about in internet marketing multiplicity. It is the #1 tool now for being able to target the different segments in your market. If you are trying to target people for medical reasons, target people for sports-specific reasons, target women, target men, before the internet and internet marketing, you couldn't really do that. You couldn't do a separate brochure for everybody. But with the internet and doing proper search marketing, people that are interested in bodybuilding for dummies will get an ad for bodybuilding for dummies. People that are interested in Les Mills for absolute beginners will get an ad for Les Mills for absolute beginners. But here's an example. A guy at home, and he's in Dublin. He types in how to lower blood pressure, how to reduce blood pressure. He will see us in the top of page 1. And the idea is if he clicks, he will be brought to here where we have reports that are available. These are very easy, and he can apply for that report. And once he applies for that report, he's in our database. Once he's in our database, email and everything else that we can target him with. Now, unfortunately, as I said, we're limited on time, and I will sum this up very quickly because I know you have come in here on a very sunny day. Profitable marketing strategies for fitness businesses. #1, make sure you have a strong marketing culture at your company. And that means support from the senior people who will give you the budgets and the supports to make those marketing activities happen. #2 is make sure you have a great product. #3 is think strategically about your marketing. Where do you want to be positioned in the market? What target markets are you going after? What do you want to be perceived as? Next, invest heavily in a professional sales system. That will be your biggest asset. If you can build a culture that's built around sales or marketing, no competition will be a threat. #4, use direct marketing. Make sure you're building your database from day one and get heavily involved in internet marketing and lead generation. If you try and get both of those things right and use retention to maximize profit, you will make them profitable. I know we ran over time. Has anybody any questions? Yes, 2 hands. Any other questions?
What system are you using to capture the data from the website to?
Our database system is ACT. It's ACT. It's used by many industries. And if you use ACT, you buy it for $1,000. And then there's an add-on you can buy. I don't remember the name of it. If you look up ACT add-ons, it's just a little add-on. It costs you about $800, and you connect your website, your ITO guy. So you just create a form, and what will happen is it'll say, your ITO guy say, that name goes in there, that address goes in there, and what they look for goes in there. So if you look up ACT, there's lots of people that sell you more expensive packages, but ACT is fine.